Welcome back to The Inspired Entrepreneur with Heather Hope. Hey guys, welcome back. This is Heather Hope. Okay, so happy Monday, October 12th. I had this feeling that you're all probably like filling in that date, like it's the 12th, Heather, it's the 12th. Since I record these at least a day ahead of time, it's like kind of hard. I'm looking at the date on my computer and I'm like, oh, good Lord, what is tomorrow's date? I'm looking at today's. That's craziness. Okay, welcome back to the Inspired Entrepreneur podcast. Thank you guys so much for all the comments that you've been leaving. I'm recording this on Sunday, and I finally got around to it. It's about 6 o'clock p.m., and I took a 2.5-hour nap today. It was glorious. I did some work this morning that I didn't do last night, and then I'm like, you know what? I really want to just chill and lay down and really feel comfortable. And all the epiphanies that kept coming to my mind as I was like in and out of sleep, it was so amazing. It was so amazing. Do you ever feel that way? So I was thinking of like some affirmations, some things that kind of, instead of going to my meditation room and actually writing things down and visualizing and meditating, I was just doing it in my bed, kind of laying down and relaxing. And one of the things was, I was thinking of how, creating the person who I really want to be, kind of the whole creating your identity. We do that in the Soul Aligned Business Academy. We create the identity that we really want to live. Like choosing a new personality, if that's for you, but creating, like, for me, I love waking up between like 6:30 and 7 in the morning, which means I would prefer to go to sleep by 11. And I started writing that down. I think when we were in Mexico, I started writing down, who am I? Who do I really want to be? Like, for real, like for real. I wrote this down, and I wrote down all the traits and characteristics, because when I was in Mexico, I realized, for big time, how out of shape I was. And you know how, like, if you're out of shape, like, right, but then when you go on vacation and there's a lot of walking involved or stairs or something, like you're just more active than you are, at home, then you're like, holy crap, like I don't like this at all. And that's how I felt in Mexico. I was anyway, so I was like, this is it. I had already, was gearing up to be healthier before we left, and then it just solidified. So anyway, so I've been going to sleep, by about 11:30, which is really good for me. Usually it's about 12:30, something like that. And so I've been getting up by 7. And if you just visualize it, if you just talk about it, like kind of in your mind, of like, I love waking up at 6:30 or between 6:30 and 7, just reinforcing that thought, it works. I mean, it works. Your inner being wakes you up at that time. And so do that with everything. So for me, during my nap, I was thinking, I'm relaxed, I'm laying here, and I'm thinking, my body is healing. My body is healing. That's what I kept thinking in my mind. My body is healing. And, different aspects of my body just, healing and feeling good. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling better. And just allowing my cells, like I was kind of picturing my cells feeling better and getting better, and, allowing the energy to flow through my body. And, I'm going to do that daily when I'm relaxed and laying down. Maybe before I go to sleep, I'm going to think, my body is healing. It's healed. After several times of thinking that, I just started thinking my body is healed and feeling good. And so there we go. Excuse me. So, okay. So if you're new here, welcome. My name is Heather Hope. I'm a law of attraction business coach, mentor, teacher, inspirational writer, speaker, that sort of thing. And I created The book, The Inspired Entrepreneur, is coming out soon, where you can have it on your desk and flip to the day. It's a daily inspirational book for entrepreneurs, for business owners. Whatever you do that involves you being self-employed, it doesn't matter what it is. That I work with everybody who's self-employed. Bridge that gap between, really understanding, first of all, really understanding how the universe works and law of attraction, and how to relate that to your business. Because so often, which is what I see, this is why I'm here, I see a lot of people who are all into all of that, but then they follow all of the marketing and sales gurus out there, and the whole mindset that's out there about hustling and grinding. You have to work really hard, and you can't succeed unless you do this and this and this and blah blah blah, all that garbage, right? And so I see a lot of people just not fully getting it. And so here we are. So I created the Soul Aligned Business Academy, where I help people. It's a monthly coaching membership, and it's basically at this point the only way to work with me, because I put all my energy in there. Like, that's where my energy is focused on. So I can feel good every day and I don't feel drained. Like, if I'm working with 10 clients a day, that's not me. I used to do that as a therapist. I used to work, I used to work 40 hours and work with a lot of clients, and that was great. I loved it, but I don't want to do that anymore. I really like to do, my online business the way that I really want to do it. And that is focusing on my membership. So join us. It's only $47 a month. It's tax deductible too, by the way. Anyway, I love the feedback from yesterday's episode about California. It's really exciting. I love it. Now, currently I'm in Arizona. I was in California earlier this year for a few months. Came back because we still have a house here that, we have a lot more space here during the kind of the lockdown situation, right? And being around a lot less people. So we just felt like it's just the easier kind of path of least resistance, because in California it's kind of a lot more people there than where we live in Arizona. So we decided while we were in Mexico that we're going to go back to California. We love Pismo Beach. It is our home. It's absolutely everything for us. And so going to Mexico really made us both realize how much we love California. And so we're going to go back. And so I'm lining up the energy to go back, lining me up to going back to California. Like all the opportunities of California, there's tons of different houses that are perfect for us. There's all kinds of opportunities. The only thing is just getting me lined up to California. Does that make sense? Like, everything, the universe is so good. It's like, okay, that's what you want. Cool. Here's all of these opportunities for you. All the different ways, all the different houses, all the different situations that are lined up. So all it takes is me to line up with that. So I responded to one of you. I used the hashtag California Dream, because I know that there's a lot of people who want to live in California. And, we manifested the California beach house back in February so easily. It was the easiest thing. One of the easiest things I ever manifested. And I just walked right into the house, and that was that. And that was what I pictured in my mind. And so we're going to do it again. We're just going to do it again. And somewhere along the lines, I do have a group. I have not posted it in a long time, called Abraham Hicks California something. I have to look it up. I created that back when we were in California, because I was going to focus on California. I just wanted to focus on California businesses, like small business owners, retail or online, whatever you do as a business owner or self-employed, whatever it is, you can join us. I don't specify the niche. It just does not matter. It's all the same. And you just have to be kind of into Abraham Hicks, the law of attraction, the universe, spirituality, that sort of thing, and be part of our group. But, excuse me. So I created that group with the mission of really gathering the people like California, because California is full of Abraham Hicks fans, like, right? It's everything. So to come together. And then the academy is for those who really want to dig into the material and be, really be that student of Abraham and the universe, Bashar, all the channeled sources. And so everything that I base my stuff on is all from channeled source. So it's Bashar, it's Sanaya Roman, it's Abraham Hicks primarily. But they all have their way of explaining things, which is so amazing because if you're not getting a concept, if you switch over to another teacher, you're going to get it. I think Bashar has been incredible for me to really understand the whole, you know, jumping on the excitement, whatever feels most exciting. And we did that. We jumped to Mexico, and then that was a clarifying experience for us to go to California, which was our original plan. But I got sidetracked. I put my attention on something else, and I manifested that, and it's like, no, this isn't what I want, and it's perfect. I couldn't be happier with the clarifying experience. It was so cool. It's so cool. So follow whatever feels exciting. And I love that from Bashar. I love how he explains that. So anyway, it's 11:11. I just looked at the recording. 11:11, perfect. Okay, so let's just jump into today because I can talk forever. But yeah, if you want to get that personal attention from me, the questions answered, the coaching. Right now, I'm doing two live Q&A calls a month in the academy, and I drop like one to two lessons a month of like progressing into this material. You can join us anytime. Okay, so let me pull up. Where are we? Thank you so much for being here. I just can't even tell you. Let's see, October 12th, correct? Okay, this one's a little bit long, not terrible, but longer than others. Okay, the more pressure you put on yourself, the more resistance you have. You have to relax, give yourself a break, meditate, enjoy your day, have more fun, get happy. That's today's message. Okay, so everything I write is like inspired, and so much of it is just what I'm going through. So, excuse me, I was getting my drink. Okay, this is something that I go through every so often when I put pressure on myself to do something, to get something done, overall life or business, or when that pressure, if the pressure starts to build, then I'm like, oh, I got to let go of this resistance because that's all it is. And so these are the reminders I give myself. I have to relax. I have to give myself a break. I have to go meditate. I have to enjoy my day. I have to have more fun and get happy. Like, these are the things that I tell myself on these days. This is basically what I tell myself daily, is to relax, chill out. Like that feeling, that bodily feeling of tenseness, right? You have to let that go. Let that go because it's upstream, it's resistance. When you feel tense, it's resistance. So the natural way of life is to feel relaxed, feel good, feel joyful, happy, having fun, letting go, letting loose. Like, let loose. When you feel pressure, you have resistance. And you have to let go. You have to let go, go take a walk, go find something fun to do. Remind yourself that the joy is in the journey. Like, this whole thing is a journey, right? Running a business is a journey. So following what feels good, enjoying the journey. Because if your business is not enjoyable, it's just not going to take you where you want it to be. Because the journey is the longest part. The journey is the longest part. When you really hear that, you're like, wow, that's mind blowing, really. right? When Abraham says, like, you never get it done, I really understand that now, because once you get something, you want more. Once you get the manifestation, once you get whatever it is you want, it's old news. It is like chewed up gum. It's like, okay, what's next? What's next? So it's like you can never get everything done because you keep wanting more, which is great. It's called expansion. There's nothing wrong. If anybody ever tells you that, you can't be, you're never happy with, you are happy, or you're getting happy with what you have, but you just want more, and there's nothing wrong. That is perfectly the way you're supposed to be, is wanting more. What's the next thing? You're an expander. That sounds weird, but you want expansion, period. You just want more because there's more. There's more, right? Like you just keep wanting more, and that's totally fine. So when you feel the pressure, or the pressure you put on yourself, that's the thing. We put the pressure on. Like everything originates from us. So like nobody can make you feel a certain way, right? That took forever for me to understand. As a therapist, even that took me a long time to get. Like what? Like no, no, but it's true. Nobody can make you feel a certain way. You have to decide how you feel when somebody says something to you, right? You decide whether to take offense to something. You decide that. It's a decision that you make. There is no right or wrong. It just is, right? You make a decision on how you choose to feel based on what somebody has said. And hopefully, as time goes on, you just don't care as much, right? You just don't care. I've gotten to the point where I don't care a whole lot of what people say. And I love it. I just really love it because I feel so much more stable, so much more emotionally stable. And that is probably my most favorite. Like I have a lot of favorite manifestations. Like my dog is the most amazing thing in my life. Like I love my dog more than anything in this world. Everybody knows that. My husband is absolutely insanely amazing as well. My house is amazing. All the things I've manifested are amazing. But one of the things that I am the most proud of, like proud, because it's me, it's myself, is my emotional stability. That is huge. I had 20 plus years of major depression with suicidal thoughts every single day. And now I've got this emotional stability of like nearly anything can happen and I'm totally fine. Like I'm fine. I'm fine because I really dug into the universe and how things really are and all of that. It's just, okay, got it. And so over time, this didn't happen overnight, over time of practicing, not taking offense to things, not taking things so personally, not, and really just seeing the bigger picture of things. It's like, okay, whatever. And knowing, understanding when somebody says something mean, like online or something, it's like, it's their issue. It's not me, because I do know when I'm in a snarky mood, I take it out on people and it's so not personal. It's me. It's just me being snarky because I'm in a snarky mood and that's my issue. So I really understand. And so, but one of the things like I have worked on taking the things out of my life that trigger me, that really like set me off on getting into a pissy mood with people. That's one of the things. If you've been following me for a little bit, one of them is Facebook groups. I have to be really careful about Facebook groups because other people are snarky in them, right? And then I can get snarky because it's like I can, it's just I have that ability to be that way, but I don't like it. I don't want to be that person. So, and then I attract that. So I got rid of so many Facebook groups, so many. So, like, I was in all these Facebook groups for this particular area of Mexico that we went to. And now I'm out of all of them. Like, I had, many groups I was in, just getting information, meeting people. I'm out of all of them, By the time we were back in Arizona, I deleted all of them because I don't need them anymore. Like that chapter is done now. That Mexico chapter is finished. I feel really good about it. It's like awesome. Okay, that chapter's closed right now. We might go back and visit just to enjoy the food. The food's amazing. It's really affordable. they cook amazing American food, let me tell you. Good Lord, it's so good. And it is pretty and all that stuff, and people are awesome there and that sort of thing. But whatever. So, um it's really cool to go to restaurants and just pick anything off the menu. You know, that's really affordable. You know what I mean? It's like one of those things where you can really indulge in Mexico and not break the bank. And I don't even like saying break the bank. I don't think I've ever said that before, but you know what I mean? Like you feel abundant there, like more so than other times, at least for me. I felt a lot more abundant there because it's like I can, I can get so much and pay so little. And it's really cool. It's a cool feeling to experience. So anyway, um, so so going back to Facebook groups, I deleted so many of them just so I don't get involved with other people's like drama or comments or any of that because I know that my focus, my attention is my superpower, right? It's yours too. Like your focus, whatever you put your focus, your attention, your energy on, you will get more of, period. And that is so vital. Like you have to put your attention on the things that you want. And if you put your attention on the things you don't want, you're going to get more of that. That is just the simplest way to explain the law of attraction. You get more of whatever you put your focus on. Your focus meaning your thoughts, your vision, your words, your whatever, your energy on. Whatever you focus on, whatever it is, you will get more of that. So I've gotten very vigilant on where my focus is. What is it that I want? And when I go down the rabbit hole on something that I don't want, I'm like, oh God, what do you want, Heather? Okay, this is what I want instead. So I turn my attention, and that includes, you know, when they say all these years we've been saying, turn off the news, right? Why? Because it's all garbage and it's negative for the most part, right? It's the same exact thing with everything else. Like when you watch shows, like, you know, it was really a big learning experience for me to listen to how Esther Hicks lives her life because she's vigilant. I mean, she's got, you know, this really amazing life that she has to put this bubble around because she has to maintain her alignment really well to be able to stand in front of 1,000 people live and channel, right? Access infinite intelligence. She has to be really stable to be able to do that. She has to feel good when she gets up there, right? She has to line everything up beforehand, the energy, the thoughts, before that morning. She has to be very vigilant. She stays in her bubble. She doesn't go in Facebook groups and get involved in people's stuff. She does not do that. She doesn't get involved with all these things. She puts herself in a bubble. She has her staff, right, who are amazing people that have been working with her for years. She has her family. Like everybody who's in her bubble is part of what she's, you know, what she does, right? So she doesn't wander off into places that could set her off. She's not that person anyway. Like she's a very gentle soul, but so she, you know, when I listen to Abraham talk about Esther's life, what she does personally, it's like, oh yeah, like if she doesn't like a movie, because you know how Hollywood writes movies, this is just like marketing as well. Like it's manipulation of your emotions. So you know when movies are written, when the script is written, it takes you on this emotional roller coaster, right? Up, down, up, down. And so it's that, I don't want to say serious, but I like to say serious because it is that serious. For me, it is because I want everything I want. If I, you know, for me to get everything I want in my life, I have to be more serious with my attention. I can't just be a sloppy thinker. If I'm a sloppy thinker, I'm a sloppy feeler, right? I have feelings all over the place. That's the whole sloppy feeling, that or the sloppy thinking. Back when I had depression, that's sloppy thinking. That's going down the rabbit hole of depression and sadness for hours, feeling like absolute shit, right? And doing it on purpose a lot of the times because it's what I felt comfortable doing. And that's sloppy thinking. And so my proudest manifestation, my most proud, is my emotional stability. Being able to control the way I feel, control the way I think, and control my emotions and be super stable. And let me tell you what happens when you become super stable. You attract super stable people. So if you are in the dating scene and you keep attracting not so great men, it's only because of the sloppy thinking that you're doing, like the belief systems, the thoughts, all that stuff. There's a lot of stuff involved in that. But one of the things you will notice, this is what happened to me, is when I got very stable in my emotions, I attracted a very stable man, in like very stable, very emotionally stable man. That is now my husband. That is how it works. Before, I attracted guys that were alcoholics, guys that were all over the place, guys that were hot and cold and emotional. Like, I'm just not into the emotional man. Like, I know men have emotions and all that stuff, but I attracted a couple guys that, had emotional issues, and I didn't care for it. So I like that emotionally strong man. And that's what I have. And it is so good. It is so good. And it helps me too stay stable because I see him and I'm like, geez, he's so good. He's just good. He's just like, he doesn't get upset about things. It's like, I don't know if I've ever heard him yell, except for when the Raiders won today, by the way. This is Sunday. So he's happy about that. So I heard him. He woke me up while I was napping from the other room because they won. They've been having a pretty good season. So he doesn't yell. He doesn't get upset. He's pretty calm. He's all that. And that's because I became that person first and I attracted that. So if you're attracting emotionally unstable men, that is an indicator to get stronger in your emotions. That's all. That's it. Okay, where are we? Let me check the time because now, since I've been back, we've been having longer episodes. 27 minutes. Okay. So, what else do I want to say? Going back to our quote, let me repeat it one more time and then we'll get going. The more pressure you put on yourself, the more resistance you have. You have to relax. It's just going downstream, right? Picture yourself in a raft. It's just going downstream. That's the feeling. Feeling relaxed, getting rid of that worry. Like, I think the number one thing with like, stop worrying. There's zero reason to worry. Zero reason. I've heard Abraham say that, and it's like, yes. Give yourself a break, meditate, enjoy your day, have more fun, get happy. That's it. Okay, guys, have an amazing rest of your Monday, and I will be back tomorrow. Bye-bye.